Hey guys, this is Brian. I just wanted to give you some context for tonight's show. See, we had a little bit of technical difficulty in the studio, which is why our first segment is a little bit short. However, our screw up is your benefit because we had a longer and much more in-depth interview with our guest tonight. So without much further ado, here's the Week in Geek for October 29th, 2015. Enjoy.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the WNCoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is the Week in Geek. I'm your host, David D2Corbier with... Brian, you can't hear me? Oh, Brian's having issues. Well, just talk in your dang microphone. Good Lord, have mercy. All right, guys, this is the Week in Geek. As always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek, or check out our website at twigradio.com, or follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio. Now, you can also listen to this show via Spreaker. Now, Spreaker is actually a new thing that we've been doing. And we love it because you can follow us on Spreaker, and once we upload the podcast, you can find them on our website at Twig Radio, or you can just go to Spreaker.com, type in The Week in Geek, and then all of a sudden you can listen to the podcast. So now, also today on the show we have a lovely guest coming on, and by the name of Jamie Stegmeyer, who is a board game creator, and well, there's a lot. Brian, why don't you just talk in your microphone for me? Come here.
You want me to talk in a microphone for you?
Yeah, I'm assuming. Keep talking, Brian.
I can't hear anything that you're saying.
You know what? We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. This is the Week in Geek. Stay tuned.
From the Legal Inc. Traffic Center, Fox Sports 1280, Time Saver Traffic.
Seeing about a 3 to 4 mile backup on the Bonacari Spillway going out to LaPlace. They're doing some road work in the right shoulder near mile marker 211, so it's causing a backup there. Traffic is still slow in the toll plaza of the Crescent City connection coming to the East Bank. Heavy traffic at the high rise on 610 eastbound starting at Elysian Fields, and we also still have a backup near Metairie Road on the Riverbound Expressway heading toward downtown. I'm Lisa Baquet. Follow us on Twitter at Total Traffic NO.
This report is brought to you by Winn-Dixie. Win a VIP experience with the Saints by stocking up on participating items marked with a special game day theme tag at Winn-Dixie. Visit WinnDixie.com/Saints for more details. Only at your neighborhood Winn-Dixie.
This report is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Hi, gang, from the Fox 8 Weather Center. Get ready for our weekend. It's called Dracula. It's going out for Halloween. The trick-or-treating with the kids. You know, they moved it up to tomorrow night. That's okay, because it still looks like Saturday is going to turn wet, stormy. Ugh. Bad news is it's going to, I think, mess up Saints pregame on Sunday. Thank goodness we play in the Dome. We could have several inches of rain Saturday night and early on Sunday morning, but Friday looks pretty decent. Trick or treat! From Fox 8, your Weather Authority and Bounce TV, I'm meteorologist Bob Reck.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. MAD is here to help. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's MADD.org.
Get your Plenty card at Exxon or Mobil and start earning points at lots of places.
So I get points for filling up at Exxon?
You sure do.
What about getting coffee at Mobil?
Points.
Streaming TV shows on Hulu?
Definitely.
Points on my AT&T wireless bill?
Yep.
Buying soap?
At Rite Aid.
Buying you a birthday present?
Points at Macy's.
Visiting your parents?
No. You get marriage points.
Oh.
Exxon and Mobil are the only fuel brands that are part of Plenty, the rewards program that lets you earn points at one place and use them at another. Join Plenty for free through a participating Exxon or Mobil station today. Terms and limitations apply. See plenty.com/partners for details.
When you run a small business, even the smallest decisions are stressful. But there's one that's easy. The decision to make your business better by switching to Vonage's award-winning cloud-based communication service with seamless mobility between your devices so your employees can connect with your customers while on the go. Call 1-800-5VONAGE or go to Vonage.com to make the switch now. Call 1-800-5VONAGE or sign up at Vonage.com. Vonage, the business of better.
The following was recorded at a Burger King drive-thru at breakfast.
Morning, welcome to Burger King.
Let me get a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant.
Sure, right now they're 2 for $4, but is that how you say that?
Yeah, croissant.
Where I'm from, we say croissant. Try that.
Croissant.
Oh, that took you 2 seconds. Took me years of practice.
I'm not you.
Piled high with thick-cut bacon or savory sausage, fluffy eggs, and melted cheese. Get 2 croissant breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
The House of Shock Haunted House presents The Resurrection. The House of Shock returns with 2 brand new and completely sick events. The Bordello of Freaks, where the freaks get freaky, featuring Laugh in the Dark, a 3D all-out clown assault, and of course, the resurrection of The House of Shock, an all-new reimagining of the best haunted house in New Orleans. For more info, go to houseofshock.com. The House of Shock.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
This is the Week in Geek.
Hail to the king, baby.
On Fox Sports 1280.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
That's a great new intro, Dave. I like that.
I love me some Army of Darkness, man.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, technical difficulties aside, we've got this train back on the tracks.
We do. So if it sounds a little weird, it's because Brian and I are snuggling in the booth together.
Hey, now.
Yeah, bounce, chicka, wow, wow.
Where are your hands?
On the controls, Brian. Let's do some top nerd news.
All right.
And now your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Heroes Corner Comics. Find them on the World Wide Web at heroescornercomics.com. And now your top nerd news stories.
So, you wanted to cover TV news first, right?
Yes, I did.
So what do you want to talk about? Constantine?
Yeah, all right. So, Constantine is coming back to TV for 1 episode.
Well, I didn't catch any of that, so.
All right, Constantine, everybody loved freaking Constantine.
Right, no, I understand, yeah. DC's
How do you not love Constantine?
I watched, like, the first episode of Constantine. But
because of what? It's NBC. I don't watch NBC. It's got 3 letters in the name. I don't watch it.
It's DC, Dave.
It doesn't matter. It's still good.
Well, it was okay.
All right, well, it got canceled. So,
I know that.
Just like Firefly, Brian.
Don't remind me.
Just like Firefly. So, no, it got canceled, but he's coming back to Arrow. If any of y'all don't watch Arrow, The Flash, Supernatural, or, well, that's about it for the CW, you're missing out. And so the Arrow is basically the Green Arrow. He is going to be coming on, good Lord, I need to get right up in your face, Brian. He's, Constantine's coming back for 1 episode, this episode coming up, and Black Canary, who died, and her sister took her place. Well, they threw her in the Lazarus pit, and they brought her back, but she doesn't have a soul, so they're calling in Constantine to fix that.
Right, okay. Well,
you don't care, do you?
No, it's, Dave, it's DC, right?
You're a horrible person.
What I do care about is, and you haven't seen this, the Jessica Jones trailer?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man, look. So, yeah, Netflix is going to be premiering Jessica Jones, where you could stream it in its entirety on November 20th. And let me tell you what, that the trailer is dark, right? It's got David Tennant as the principal antagonist. So
he's actually going to be in the show?
Yeah, he's in the show. But let's see, it's Kristen Ritter is playing Jessica Jones. She's fantastic. Totally broken woman who used to be a superhero, and now she's coming back. She's kind of trying to fight her nemesis. And, David Tennant, I forget the villain's name, but he's just so disturbing in this role. I mean, it looks great. I mean, David Tennant's a fantastic actor.
Well, also we got David Tennant news, right? Or no, it's not Tennant, is it?
So, David Tennant and Catherine Tate, right? That's she played Donna Noble in Doctor Who. They're coming back, right? But not like you think.
Oh.
It's they're going to be in the Big Finish audio dramas, which I've only caught a couple of them, but they're really cool. In fact, Paul McGann played the 8th Doctor, right? We only get to see him twice on screen, once in the movie from 96, and then we see him again in Night of the Doctor that preceded the 50th anniversary. But in the audio dramas and the comic books, he has a ton of stories, right? And so that's really super cool that avenue exists, that the audio dramas are there. So,
all right. So, and finally, CBS had Supergirl. Brian, did you see it?
I don't have the time, dude. I wanted to see. I really, honestly, despite the fact that it's a DC property, I actually wanted to see this
You're
one.
A jerk face. All right, it was really good. I mean, and there's a lot of pluses to pull from the show. Good casting. She emotes well. And she's believable as a girl who is excited and genuinely wants to be a hero, as opposed to like how Zack Snyder kind of thrust this heroic, non-heroic Man of Steel thing. It wasn't Zack Snyder, was it? Yeah, it was. I can't even remember who the hell directed it. I don't know. So, but
that's how good of a movie it was for you, Dave, that you can't remember who directed it.
Stop. All right, so no, seriously. But CBS Monday Night Supergirl, it conflicts with my Monday Night Football schedule. I don't know about Brian because, Brian put the fantasy in the fantasy football.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch your silly sports ball. So, all right.
We should take a break.
You want okay?
We have a guest on the line.
All right, yeah. Let's take a break now, and when we come back, we have Jamie Stegmeyer from Stonemeyer Games, and he's got some exciting news about a game that he's got coming out. So stay tuned.
In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week, and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
The House of Shock Haunted House presents The Resurrection. The House of Shock returns with 2 brand new and completely sick events. The Bordello of Freaks, where the freaks get freaky, featuring Laugh in the Dark, a 3D all-out clown assault, and of course, the resurrection of The House of Shock, an all-new reimagining of the best haunted house in New Orleans. For more info, go to houseofshock.com. The House of Shock.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Come to New Orleans' premier tabletop gaming store, Go For Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's GO4 gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, your gaming destination.
Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Autobots, transform and roll out.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280 AM. And welcome back, everybody. This is Brian Held with
David DeCormier.
Still trying to work through a couple of technical difficulties, But
you know what? We don't need me, Brian. We have you and a guest.
Yes, we do. So on the line, we have Jamie Stegmeyer from Stonemaier Games. He is a game designer. He's the business manager for Stonemaier, and he's also an author. So let's go ahead and bring him on. Jamie, you there?
I am here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. So if that wasn't a complete enough introduction, tell our listening audience, tell us a little about you.
Sure. Yeah, I am, like you said, I'm a game designer of a few different games called Viticulture, Euphoria, and Scythe, which is the one that it's on Kickstarter right now. I run a company called Stonemaier Games based up here in St. Louis, Missouri, so we're just a bit north of you all. And, and like you said, I write a lot about Kickstarter, and so I recently, a company published a book that I wrote about Kickstarter projects and crowdfunding to help other creators do kind of what I've done on Kickstarter.
So I know, we're gamers, right? We have some gamers listening there, very excited to talk about or to hear you talk about the games that you've produced. But I have to ask about your book, and that's Crowdfunder Strategy Guide. Man, you're doing some incredible things on Kickstarter. Tell me about this book.
Yeah, currently I'm running my 8th Kickstarter campaign. And I've learned a lot across all of the campaigns that I've run, and I've made a lot of mistakes. And so I've kept this blog going for a while now called KickstarterLessons.com, where I write about those things that I've learned. And I've turned those lessons and the stories of like my story and the stories of a number of other creators into this book, like you mentioned, a crowdfunder strategy guide. So it's just a bunch of stories about how to avoid the mistakes that I've made, how to run a successful, appealing crowdfunding campaign, one that's successful for the creator and a lot of fun for the backers as well.
So one of the things that I noticed in researching this show to have this discussion is I get really confused at Kickstarters, right? I see Kickstarters for all kind of different games, and there's a million different reward levels and options and these, backer goals. And I need like a slide rule and a periodic table and divide by 0 at the end. I don't understand. And yet I look at Scythe, and there are 4 levels, 4 very simple levels, 60, 80, 100, and 120. And each one of them has a money back guarantee. I mean, to me, it's not rocket surgery. It's very simple. Is that part of that strategy?
Yeah, that money-back guarantee is something I tried on my first project, Viticulture, and it's just a matter of trust. Because with the Kickstarter campaign, as a backer, you're supporting something that doesn't exist yet, and you're kind of just hoping that it will exist in the form that the creator claims it will. So if a creator says, I'm going to make you this beautiful game, it's going to be awesome, you're trusting them to actually make that happen and to send you the game. And so to kind of show that trust to my backers, that's where the money-back guarantee comes from. If they back one of my projects and they're not happy for any reason, they don't even have to give me a reason, but they're not happy when they get it and they want to send it back, I'd rather them do that and send it back to me than regret the purchase,
Well, and no, exactly. And I think that it's probably, things like that you're sitting at over $1.2 million on this current Kickstarter. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. I'm almost beyond words for it because I've raised money on other campaigns and I've had a lot of backers, but it's been really an outpouring of support of people who share my passion for this project. That's been really cool to see.
So one of the things that I noticed is that you mentioned it, you want to create a community, right? But I mean, is Kickstarter the only vehicle for this? I mean, you can create a community on a Facebook page. You have your blog. I mean, there's plenty of ways for folks to reach out to you. Why is Kickstarter a good vehicle for that?
That's a great question, and I agree with you. There are lots of different places to build community. I think the unique element of Kickstarter is that there's an element of urgency behind it, and that the campaigns are limited in length. This campaign that I'm running right now is 24 days.
Okay.
And so it's a really condensed period of people coming together for a short period of time and talking about the project, talking about a lot of different stuff. And it's very different feeling than like an ongoing Facebook page where you can definitely have great conversations with your fans and different people just because it's such a condensed amount of time.
Right. No, and I see your point there. I mean, it's definitely you put that time limit on, and people want to get in there before it ends. And but one of the other elements that I think is incredible is you removed that element of absolute exclusivity, right? Where you have to get in here right now to get this little trinket thing, but everything that you're producing is available after the fact, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one of my ongoing pet peeves as a creator who wants to see other creators do great things for their backers and would be the long tail of their product or their game. You put those exclusives in there, which I did very early on in two of my first projects. You put those in there, you really end up excluding a huge chunk of people who might discover your game or your product after Kickstarter. And so I really felt the repercussions of that early on from those early projects, and I completely got rid of that idea. I rejected that idea and got rid of exclusives. It does. I mean, things are still limited. Like we'll print a limited number of certain components. We can't just print an infinite number of things.
Right.
But I'll never. If someone comes to me after Kickstarter and says, "Hey, can I still buy this thing?" I no longer have to say no. I can't. Even though I have it, I can't sell it to you. That just didn't feel good to tell people.
Well, and for those completionists out there, right? That absolutely has to kill them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you a collector of things? Have you experienced that before?
Well, yeah. I am a bit of a completionist at times, and when you see something on eBay for $500,000, right? You're like, but I want that to complete my. Yeah. So yeah, that's heart wrenching, and I think it's cool, man. On behalf of the fans, I want to say thank you, right? That's so awesome that you do that and so considerate.
Well, thank you.
So let's kind of jump in and let's focus in on Scythe, man. I mean, this seems really cool. I just kind of gave it a pass through because I knew you were going to tell me all about it. And let's start with the art. Like, what was it about the art? Tell us about that art and why you chose that and the focus there.
Yeah, it started with the art, and I think when people come to the project page, that's definitely the first thing they notice. I happened to be browsing a website a little over a year ago called Kotaku, and they featured this artist, Jacob Rolzowski, in his art in this 1920s series that he had started to paint, which is basically an alternate history version of our universe that's very similar and is in Eastern Europe where Jacob is located.
Is that like diesel punk?
Yeah, diesel punk. That's a great way of describing it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Instead of like tanks like we had in our history in that period, there are giant mechs that are stomping across the land and fighting battles in Eastern Europe. And so his art really captures those mechs, which just look awesome, but also just kind of snippets of daily life of people who are completely nonchalant and used to seeing these mechs walk across their backyard or their farmland. And it's that juxtaposition that really caught my eye and captured my imagination and wanted me to make a game in this world.
So, I mean, so you see this fantastic art, and I have seen the piece. It's great. But then how do you go from that to creating a game, right?
Yes. Well, it was a unique process. I've designed other games before, but for this one, it all came back to the art. So as I worked with Jacob, I reached out to Jacob and asked him to get the board game rights to this world, and he agreed to that, and we started to work together on building the world and while I designed the game. But really, all of my design decisions for the game came back to that same thing that I felt when I looked at his art. So I was just really trying to capture that feeling and put it into the game, it's really hard to describe, but it was an interesting process to try to do.
Okay. So, I mean, now the game itself, is it resource management? Is it, I mean, like, how does that work?
Yes, what I would describe as, I guess the classification is that it's a 4X game, which some board gamers and video gamers might be familiar with. 4X means that you are exploring the land, you are exploiting it of resources, you are exterminating other opponents, which usually means some sort of direct conflict or combat, and you're expanding your empire onto this land.
Okay.
So that's what side is. You're doing all those things in this alternate history, Eastern Europe.
All right. So that sounds like a lot, right? And you know, Monopoly this ain't, right? So, like, I mean, how does that break down? I mean, is it uberly complicated? I mean, you know, do I need an advanced degree to read through the rule book? How's that work?
Yeah, that was one of the challenges when designing it and when playtesting it. I wanted to take what is a fairly complex game, and like you said, it's not Monopoly at all. I wanted to take a complex game and break it down into easily manageable chunks. And so the decisions that you make on your turn are very streamlined and basic. Turns are very quick in the game because you're limited to just a few choices. But the decision tree that those choices branch out to over the course of the game add up to a fairly complex game. It's in little bite-sized pieces, so it's not too hard to consume early on when you're learning the game.
So this makes me think of another question. You know, I follow a lot with, say, German board games, right? And one of the big deals for those guys is engagement, right? Where, you know, if you think about Settlers of Catan, say, where every player is constantly engaged in the game, right? So does this game have that element? Am I, if it's not my turn, am I still engaged to pay attention to see what's happening? You know?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm glad you highlighted it about Settlers of Catan, because that's what I think is the brilliant element of that game. Everyone's engaged all the time. Inside, it comes out in a few different ways. So there's combat. So if you're engaged in a combat or you're looking out for your opponents, then you have that element. The turns, like I said, the turns are pretty quick, and so you might take your turn and someone else is taking their turn, so you're already planning ahead about your next turn. And I designed the game so that things that other players do don't impact you too much that you can't plan ahead for your turn. So you're not waiting until it gets to your turn to really think about what you're going to do. And the last element that is one of the more unique elements of the game are these encounters that you have as you're exploring the land. So when your character arrives at an encounter, they draw a card that has some beautiful artwork on it, and it gives you 3 choices. And when that happens, there's kind of a role-playing moment where that player will show the card, they'll show the scenario to all the other players, and they'll read aloud the 3 choices in a thematic way. There are 3 thematic choices, and they'll make the decision based on either how they're feeling or how they want to optimize their game engine. And so usually those moments are a lot of fun in the game, that they immerse people in the theme of the game.
So it sounds like when you have a choice like that it lends to a lot of replayability, right? Where, you know, the outcomes will not be the same every go round. Is that the goal?
Yeah, there's a lot of replayability in the game, both from those encounter cards. There are 32 encounter cards in the game, and each player will only encounter 2 or 3 of them on average. And there's a lot of asymmetry in the game because each of the different factions are very different in the way that they play. And so at the beginning of every game, you're assigned a faction mat, and a player mat. And so those two create a different combination for you to play it in a unique way every time you play.
Okay. So we put up a link on our Facebook page earlier for your Kickstarter, right? What do we got? 7-8 days at this point?
Yeah, it ends next Thursday, so about a week. Yeah.
And smartly enough, after people get that first of the month paycheck, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool because I was eyeballing my budget. You know, I was like, can I fit I think I can fit this. Yeah. So, all right. Well, so what happens? Right. The Kickstarter ends. You start ramping up into production mode, right?
That's right. Yeah, we're basically finishing up the final version of all the files for the game right now, and we'll send them to the printer in December. And the game also has miniatures, and so we've been working on those miniatures for a while because they can often delay projects like these. So we're pretty much ready to start producing the game as soon as the campaign ends.
Okay, and is it produced here in the States? Or are you sending it over to China? How's that work?
It is produced in China. I worked with a company over there that's actually based in Canada, but the factory they use is in China. So I've been working with this company called Panda for a while now, and had great success with working for them.
Okay,
we will be producing through them.
And these miniatures you mentioned, can we prime them up and paint them?
You can, yeah. I'm really excited to see the creativity that people have when they add some color to the miniatures. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Dave and I are into some wargaming from time to time when we get a chance, so totally know about painting figures. That's great.
Cool.
So, all right, games produced. You're sending out into the hands of your many backers. How does the individual who missed the Kickstarter, how do they get it? Where's that vehicle?
Yeah, so if someone discovers it too late, we'll release the game into retail. And so I was listening to the commercials on your radio show before we came on, and it sounds like you have some great game stores in the area. So I'm guessing those game stores will carry the game, hopefully. And people can also buy it directly from our website if they want to do that way as well.
All right, and we will happily get together with you later to get you all the contacts for all our local game shops, which are all great folks.
Cool.
Yeah. So your other games, I noticed viticulture, right? That's about winemaking.
Exactly. Yeah. You're running a vineyard in Tuscany in viticulture.
Okay, and so does that have similar game elements to Scythe? Is it how does that play?
It's pretty different. I mean, viticulture is. I wanted to capture kind of this romanticized idea of settling down in Tuscany and running a vineyard. It's a worker placement game, and so every round you have a few options you can choose from, and you place your worker on different actions on the board. So thematically, and the feel of the game is very different than Scythe. It's a calmer, more peaceful game. There's no mechs stomping through your vineyard.
Maybe the mechs could be stomping through the grapes, right? To make it right. No, that's cool. All right, and what about Euphoria?
Euphoria, yeah, that was my second game. That is a kind of a tongue-in-cheek dystopian game. It's a worker placement game with dice set in a dystopian universe. And I say tongue-in-cheek because it's if you've seen the box art for it, it's really bright and colorful, even though it's dealing with a somewhat dark subject, a dystopia.
All right, no, that's fair. And Tuscany, is that an expansion for viticulture?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so just more options, more playability.
Yeah, a lot more stuff. Yeah, it adds 12 expansions to viticulture that you unlock over time. So you might play viticulture once with one of those expansions, and then you play again and add another one. So it adds a lot of variety to the game.
All right, and so in your book, is that like Amazon booksellers that normal places folks get books?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's at Barnes & Noble and at some independent bookstores as well.
Okay. All right. So that's a crowdfunder strategy guide. All right. Well, Jamie, where do folks find out about you? Like, how do we find you on the net, get to your great games, all that stuff?
Sure, yeah. My website and Facebook and Twitter are all Stonemeyer Games, so stonemeyergames.com.
Okay.
If they want to find that side of things. If they're interested in the Kickstarter stuff, if you have some potential Kickstarter creators among your listeners, then they would go to kickstarterlessons.com to read about that. And as you mentioned, Scythe is currently on Kickstarter for another week. So if they're interested in that, they can search Kickstarter for Scythe, which is SCYTHE.
Well, and I hope our listeners do, because, you know, great artwork, fantastic game, and very simple to get into. So, you know, I like it, right? And all the rules that are out there, right, that people can read, right?
Yeah, we publish the rules. We have a print in place. If people want to print it out and take it for a spin, they can do that. And we have a digital implementation on a site called Tabletopia. So they can even log on there for free and test out kind of a 3D version of the game online.
Man, I think that is incredible. I mean, just to put that much effort out for your, you know, your community, your backers, to make sure that they're getting exactly what, you know, what they're paying for. I think that's fantastic. So good on you, man.
Well, thank you. I think they deserve it. I think they deserve that level of effort.
All right. Well, Jamie, we very much appreciate your time. If you can hang on for a minute for me, we'll catch you on the break. Dave? All right, we're good. All right, well, guys, stay tuned. We're going to get back to some top nerd news here in a minute. And, of course, we're always close out the show with This Week in Geek History. So, everybody, stay tuned. You're listening to Fox Sports 1280.
Hard hitting.
Drop! Sack time, Royce LaFrance. It's picked by Perry.
Action-packed.
Is caught for a touchdown. He is in the checkerboard.
This
game is over. This one belongs to the Wave.
Is Green Wave football. Tulane returns to the gridiron this Saturday right here on your home for Green Wave football.
Your new home for Tulane football. This is Fox Sports 1280.
Get your Plenty card at Exxon or Mobile and start earning points at lots of places.
So I get points for filling up at Exxon?
You sure do.
What about getting coffee at Mobile?
Points.
Streaming TV shows on Hulu?
Definitely.
Points on my AT&T wireless bill?
Yep.
Buying soap?
At Rite Aid.
Buying you a birthday present?
Points at Macy's.
Visiting your parents?
No. You get marriage points.
Oh.
Exxon and Mobil are the only fuel brands that are part of Plenty, the rewards program that lets you earn points at one place and use them at another. Join Plenty for free through a participating Exxon or Mobil station today. Terms and limitations apply. See plenty.com/partners for details.
Did you know that more and more businesses are switching to Vonage? Seems like they know something you don't know, like how they can unify all their offices nationwide on their own private connection to the cloud. Or maybe they're saving tons of headaches by eliminating unwieldy PBX phone systems. Make the switch to better. Call 1-800-5VONAGE or visit Vonage.com and find out why so many businesses are switching. That's 1-800-5VONAGE or Vonage.com. Vonage, the business of better.
When I think of America, I think of the words innovative, strong, smart. You know what word I don't think of? Hunger. And that's a problem because 1 in 6 Americans will face hunger this year. The problem is invisible, but we have the power to change that. Empty stomachs require loud mouths. So let's get loud. Go to greatnationseat.org and add your name to the growing list of Americans who demand that we do better. America can't be great on an empty stomach. So let's unite and fight. Visit greatnationseat.org.
I'm Chef Alon Shaya, and I love being a tourist right here in Louisiana. It's easy to do thanks to LouisianaTravel.com. Whether it's a day trip outside of town to try a new restaurant or a 3-day outdoor adventure with the family, LouisianaTravel.com has all the trip ideas and planning tools you'll need. So log on, explore a great state, and pick your passion in Louisiana. Visit LouisianaTravel.com.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Office of Tourism and this station.
Trick or treat, folks. Colonel Sanders here. Can you tell what my costume is? I'll give you a hint. Boo! Come to KFC for a $20 family fill-up. A perfect Halloween meal for a family of 4 with 8 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, 2 sides of taters, coleslaw, and 4 biscuits. Yep, that's right. I'm disguised as a singer. Pretty good costume, isn't it? KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Available for a limited time only. Pricing and participation may vary. Tax extra.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week, and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits In Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh. Come to New Orleans' premier tabletop gaming store, Go For Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at goforgamesnola.com. That's GO4 gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Go For Games, your gaming destination.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
The House of Shock Haunted House presents The Resurrection. The House of Shock returns with 2 brand new and completely sick events. The Bordello of Freaks, where the freaks get freaky, featuring Laugh in the Dark, a 3D all-out clown assault, and of course, the resurrection of The House of Shock, an all-new reimagining of the best haunted house in New Orleans. For more info, go to houseofshock.com. The House of Shock.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
You're listening to the Weekend Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back. This is the Week in Geek. I'm your host, David D. Squared DeCorbier with
Brian Held.
And Brian, hey, all right. So that was a great interview, dude. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we have a little bit of community news, don't we? We want to spread the goodwill and cheer.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. First things first, dude, House of Shock last week, man.
Oh, my God, that was so much fun.
Oh, we had a blast, and, of course, we've got one weekend left, right?
Yeah. If you need to go either tonight or tomorrow because it's going to rain cats and dogs on Saturday.
I thought it was 20%.
Dude, it's like 100%. No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. All right, so, dude, I got kids. I keep an eye on the weather because if trick-or-treating gets canceled, I'm a dead man.
Yeah, I know.
So we're going to Tubby and Coos tonight, actually. When we wrap up the show here, we're heading over there for their not-so-scary Halloween at Tubby and Coos. So come meet us out there if y'all want.
So, also, and if you don't mind getting a little drenched, Galactic and the New Breed Brass Band will be playing a Star Wars themed show at Tipitina's on Halloween night, October 31st. Doors open at 10 p.m. Show starts at 11. Tickets are going to be $35 at the door, and you can go to tipitinas.com for more information.
Wow, they're playing at Tips?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's get back to a little bit of this Top Nerd News.
Yeah, what do you want to start on? Because I'm getting angry. Let's ease me into my anger. let's ease myself into it.
Well, they had this whole deal with Alan Tudyk playing Blue Beetle. You saw that?
Yeah.
And while I think it's cool, it's all just speculative, right?
Yeah, it is beyond hearsay. It's just like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea, but I'll only do it if Nathan Fillion joins in.
Well, and once again, he was quoted at some event, yeah, I totally play Booster Gold, right?
Yeah, I'm eating dinner. I'm eating my crepe, and someone goes, hey, you want to play Booster Gold? Yeah, as long as I get to play with Nathan Fillion. But, speaking of speculative fiction, Brian, the Captain America Civil War trailer, it is rumored to be possibly played in the new Star Wars Force Awakens.
I would be totally excited about that. I would that would be very cool.
Because it's not a DC property, Brian?
Exactly.
You're a tool. You're just a tool. You're getting me angry, Brian. You know what happens when I get angry? You won't like me when I get angry. All right, dear God in heaven. All right, this is what makes me mad. This is what makes me mad. All right, so there's this story floating around about how, let's see.
It's the Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Right, all right. So James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, has responded to a casting call that went out. And one was about strapping young, handsome men. And then the other was one...
rugged, destroyed-looking guys.
Or quirky-looking, yeah.
So probably Ravagers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so we want ugly dudes, but we definitely want, hot chicks.
Right. Well, so there's the Alien casting call where they want hot ladies and guys for that. However...
all right. So, however, the internet decided to take this as an affront to all geekery and just say, it's not about, body acceptance, all this other BS. They just flipped out on him.
Only the pretty people get into Hollywood.
Yeah, that's exactly where it went. And there's a website out there which, I think everybody friggin' knows which one I'm talking about. And he destroyed their sorry little butts, man, because he had the perfect response to their little crybaby moans and their internet bleeding, where he's just like, you know what? Why do you assume that something like this has to mean it's an affront to women? I mean, come on.
So the thing is that these are the first two casting calls out of a number of calls that they're doing for the whole movie, and it's we talked
about post-production casting. Hey, by the way, the movie's done, but we need more hot chicks in it. What the hell?
Right. So the thing is, I know we talked about it last week. When I got a little angry, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, calm down, right? Not everything is out there to offend you and to, destroy your day. All right. Let's
good news, everyone.
What's the good news?
I don't have any. You know what the good news is, Brian? It's time for This Week in Geek History.
All right.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
This week in Geek History is brought to you by The House of Shock. Find them on the web at houseofshock.com. This week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
All right, Dave, are you ready for the first item on the list?
Yes, I am.
All right. On October 26, 1984, James Cameron's The Terminator is released.
I still haven't watched that with DJ. And every time I'm like, dude, we need to watch this. He's like, I don't know. Let's just watch something else. I'm like, you stink. Stupid kid. I love you, DJ.
What kind of father are you?
Dude, I try. Speaking of it, it pops up on our Facebook feed, and it popped up again. The Week in Geek. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The marathon, the 6-movie marathon.
Oh, you mean for Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he's seen them all, but he doesn't really remember them all, and he gets them fuzzy in his brain. He's like, oh, I love Anakin. I'm like, which one? Which Anakin do you like?
So I have it on vinyl. I have it on cassette tape. I have it on VHS. I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. I think I'm going to watch it at home in my pajamas and then go see Episode 7 in the theater.
Good thinking. All right, what's next, Brian?
All right, next on the list is October 27, 2009. Yahoo pulls the plug on nearly 38 million user-built websites on GeoCities. You don't
No, what the hell is that?
You don't remember GeoCities, dude? There was all these at the time they were cool websites, but now they're all kind of hackneyed and old. It was just it was a huge user community. There were tons of GeoCities.
Where a bunch of PC snobs hung out?
No, it wasn't that it was PC. It was just it was a user community where you could go and create your own website for free and kind of build your deal, and you could have spinning burning skulls if you wanted.
I was probably still playing around on BBSs somewhere.
Yeah,
with a really slow modem. Beep.
Well, you're a 14.4 on your...
Something that bad, yes.
All right. Speaking of the internet, Dave, on October 29th, 1969, The first message was sent over ARPANET at 10:30 p.m. It was LO, and it was sent right before the whole system crashed.
Did the message crash the system?
Yeah. Well, there was a bug in the code, and they started to send the message login, and only the two first characters low got through, and then the system dropped.
That's awesome.
But the ARPANET, that's the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. That was the predecessor, the technical start of the internet.
This is a lot of technical stuff, Brian.
It is. All right, so here's some more pop culture stuff.
Yay!
October 30th, 1938. Orson Welles broadcasts The War of the Worlds.
Oh, Mr. God, I watched that on WYES yesterday. You called me, and I was like, I'm busy watching it. I declined your call. Dude, the show was awesome. They had, like, actors recreating the stupid people that believed it, I mean, and it was so awesome because they're all wearing, like, period clothing from the 30s, and they're all, oh, my God, it was such a great thing. And Orson Welles, this dude was a genius because when they interviewed him afterwards, they wanted his head. CBS wanted to kill him. I mean, people were trying to, put him in jail, and he played it perfectly. I saw the video of him going, I'm just so sorry. Well, not the video, but, the recreation, and it was just too perfect because the way they described how he reacted was just classic. Holy cow, we got much time left.
Yeah, not much time. Okay, next one on the list. October 31st, 1981. A little-known follow-up to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's Shock Treatment. Did you ever watch that? No, it's pretty bad. and the reason it's bad is that they tried to capture lightning in a bottle, right? They tried to capture the cult, feeling of Rocky Horror.
I take it back. I did watch it at a con one time, but I was drunk and I didn't care.
Right. Okay. This last one's for you, Dave. Are you ready? All right. November 1st, 1896. I don't know why I bothered to indulge you on this. National Geographic magazine shows the breast of a woman for the very first time.
All right. Yay. It's October, Brian. You're supposed to help people. Women, go get your breast screened. Mammograms are the key.
Yeah,
we love our breastises.
They say save the Tatas, save the women, right?
Yes.
The whole woman.
Okay. Well, let's save the show. We have 1 minute left.
All right.
Birthdays. Let's
birthdays. 26 is Carrie Elways from The Princess Bride.
Yep.
Let's see. John Cleese from Money. Yeah. Yep. The 11th Doctor, Matt Smith.
Forehead.
Bill Gates.
Rich guy.
Yes. Ursula K. Le Guin.
Who?
She's an author. Wrote The Left Hand of Darkness and The Dispossessed. Okay. Winona Ryder.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Who won a rider?
And on the 31st,
God, I love my job.
Erica Serra. She was Deputy Joe Lupo on Eureka.
All right, Brian. Great show as always. Good job on the interview, Stegmeyer. Look, we're going to put the podcast up on Spreaker. Find it on twigradio.com. And also follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Brian, anything in closing?
Yeah, I'll get the Spreaker thing up as soon as we're done with Tubby and Coos tonight.
Yes, we're going there. All right, guys. So till next time. Oh, we've still got 10 seconds left. I'm just. We love our people. All right, till next time. Keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
We are Fox Sports 1280 WODT New Orleans, an iHeart radio station. Fox Sports trending now.
Live from Los Angeles, I'm Tom Looney. Slaving over a hot microphone in their last two games. The Miami Dolphins look like a